Welcome to the Sonoma County Library Basic Book Repair video series. Several of the branches had, requested one of these little cutting mats. And they asked, though, how do you use something this small to be able to do the trimming on the edges of the book jackets? And because the demonstration in the video, it shows you how to cut it on a guillotine. Some branches don't have a guillotine or a paper cutter. And then I used a big self-healing cutting mat. And so people were wondering, well, I got this little cutting mat. How do I do this? So I'm going to demonstrate how you can use this size cutting mat, because when I'm working, this is the size that I use. So let me show you. I'd already done the one at the top, and the one at the top had a lot of fraying here. So even when I tried to trim it, I had to fill it in with a little bit of color. Doesn't look bad, does it? Okay, so we're going to take our strip, and I'm just going to show you real quickly how to, once again, attach the strip. So, working on the back of the book jacket, I take my strip and I line it to the left edge, and I straighten it, and then I slowly work it up because I want to make sure that it's right at the edge, and I work in the middle. So once I get this moving up, I want to make sure all along it covers that edge and is right to the edge. So once I get it right to the edge, I place a piece of Scotch tape in the middle, and then I put a little bit of tape along the edge. I try to work in the creases because that's where, so I'll put one right in the crease. Okay, most important thing to remember is after you've trimmed the side, I save these little pieces because in case the spine had damage, I could use the same color to put underneath and repair any of the spine that may be torn. So it's very important that you flip your strip. Just remember, flip your strip. So now I'm going to take my self-healing cutting mat, and I'm going to line it up on the grid, and I get as close to the edge as possible because I'm going to make two cuts. I take my ruler, and I use an 18-inch ruler, and you can order those through supplies. And I figure out exactly where I want. I don't want to cut off that, so I want to do it right to where all this fraying is. So once I get it nice on there, I take my X-Acto knife. Come on. And starting from somewhere in the middle of the spine, I just make my cut along the edge. Then I remove that little bit of strip. I move it down, and again I line it up on using the grid. I'm not perfect. I find where I left off. I move it down so it's completely on the cutting mat. And then I'm going to take, and I'm going to again go right along the edge of that ruler. Okay, I'm going to flip my flap, and there we have it. Nice edge for the book. And of course, on this particular book, when I put the Mylar on, what I'm going to want to do is there's a map here. So when I attach my Mylar, I'm going to make sure that I put my tape here so that someone can lift the flap and see the whole map. Okay, so that's how you use a little cutting, self-healing cutting mat to do your trimming of your edges.